Of course there was looting, arson, and a murder, but the protest was still mostly peaceful. Do you really believe that these protesters are mostly peaceful? Stats promoted by the left indicate that 93% of protests were, in fact, peaceful. The framing that they're trying to put into place is borderline criminal. Let's take a look at Portland, for example. The left wants to continually defend mythical Antifa.
You disavow the violence from Antifa? That's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Sir, there's videos.
Who are wantonly destroying property and causing mayhem. They claim that it's only a select group amongst the protesters that are doing so, and all the others are peaceful. So let's take this to a hypothetical. Let's say that you, and yes, I'm looking at you out there, go out for whatever reason to protest something. The first night ends in damage to stores and looting. You say, hey, it was just a select group of people amongst us that did so. Let's not do that again. You tell everybody. The second night you go out, the same thing happens. Wow, it does indeed appear that we have some bad actors amongst us. We have to stress this is not the way we want to portray ourselves in the world. This is not how we want to behave. Let's tidy this up, guys. The third night, same thing. 3 strikes and you're out. Either you're out of the group or you're out. Well, that's the way it should be, both ways. Do you not think that regardless of your specific actions, if you stand there peacefully holding a sign while those around you, your Antifa brothers, commit sacrilege and destruction, do you not think that your standing there lends credibility to their actions? That it appears that you support these actions and you do so for 100 straight days. Would you not think that such an individual is also culpable by proxy? Personally, I would never continue to engage with such a group. The second time that they perform such negative and atrocious actions against society, I'm gone, I'm out. I have no control of them. Therefore, I refuse to associate with a group that commits such nefarious and abject negative actions against us as a nation. If I continue to do so, and every time that I go out, these protests ends in riots, then my participation it represents my approval. I'm aiding and abetting them, even if I'm not directly participating in the violence or the mayhem. I no longer am a peaceful protester. I'm one that gives cover for violence and is responsible, therefore, for the destructive outcomes. The fact that the media whitewashes the destruction, the violence, the arson, that they call out federal officers for arresting protesters in Portland who are trying to burn down the courthouse is criminal on the media's part. And it just coincides with the fact that they are trying to frame the protests as mostly peaceful. They expect the average American who loves their country to stand idly by and watch our great nation, the leader of the free world, the country that stood most strongly against tyranny and communism. Americans will not stand for this much longer. You can try to reframe the statistics, the protesters as noble. But when we look at the failed businesses, the burned down car lots, the massive amounts of destruction which can be seen with the naked eye, the enmity and hatred, and the attempts to cudgel us into submission.
Wake up! Wake up, motherfucker, wake up! Wake up! Wake up, motherfucker, wake up!
It can only go on for so long before there is a reaction. For America's sake, I hope that the response is merely at the ballot box. Anyone who continues to stand up and protest in Portland, who stands and waves a fist in the air and demands that other people do for Black Lives Matter, despite all the destruction, despite the tyrannical forces that they wish to exert on us, that they demonstrate time and time again with the lost lives, the lost businesses, and you continue to support them, then you are not peaceful in my mind. You are giving cover for the evildoers, and you are part of that army. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video. Peace, blessings, have a fantastic day. And if you're on the left-hand side of the aisle, please consider this and stop supporting these protests. They are no longer peaceful, and they haven't been for a long time. That said, peace out.